gonna walk around all day long with no pants, baby. Strutting as fine as you please with your knees showing to the world.
Who could it be?
It's me, Austin!
Oh, son of a bitch!
How's it going, guys? Welcome to LM Squared. My name is Lance Madewell. Here on LM Squared, you'll be seeing me talk about various things that I love, including wrestling, video games, toys, music, film, and TV shows. Anything that you can think of that deals with pop culture on LM Squared. Now, as you'd heard before, two of my favorite things are wrestling and action figures. So I decided, why not talk about both in my first video? So first up, my Godfather Elite. I got this a couple years ago. I was always a big fan of the Godfather. I loved his gimmick. I just absolutely thought he was awesome. Next up, I have the Master and the Rule of the World. I always liked Sid. Sid was just a badass. Even though he couldn't talk that much, he was still just very, very intense. And I just loved his manic mannerisms. Go powerbomb Shawn Michaels. Next up, I have the first yes figure of Daniel Bryan. I always liked Daniel Bryan. I didn't really get to watch him on the indies as much as I did when he came into WWE, and I just always liked him. He was just such an underdog, but very talented in the ring. Definitely one of my favorites. Next up, I have Wade Barrett. It's just such a shame what happened to him in the company, and I really hope that things get better for him in the future. Next up, I have a Brock Lesnar from back when he returned in 2012. I always liked Brock Lesnar. He was just a very powerful person. Nowadays, I kind of feel like it's kind of like wash, rinse, try, repeat with him. I was excited that he returned, but the shtick has gotten old. Speaking of Brock, I have a little WWE Rumblers Rampage featuring Brock on it. As you can see, his little Lego head. This was a Power Punch Brock Lesnar. Next up are things that I like to have, which is first in the line. And I don't have first time in the line figures that much, but I'm very happy to know that I have the Shield first time in the line. Dean Ambrose on his own, and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Next up, I have a couple hybrid figures. The Ninja Turtle ones. When I found out that they were making these, I almost fainted. I love the Ninja Turtles. I was such a huge Ninja Turtles mark. And when I heard that they were doing these hybrid figures with WWE, I couldn't control my nerddom anymore. So I have 3 of them in the first series. The first series came with Donatello as the Undertaker, Leonardo is John Cena, and my personal favorite turtle, Michelangelo, is the Macho Man. Yeah, come to me, man. I will beat you in the video game. These figures, these creatures, these turtles are probably my favorite figures out of all the bunch. It's just amazing to know that these things exist. Conspicuous by his absence, of course, is Raphael. I do not have the Raphael as Sting figure. I hope to get it soon, and then I will move on to another series. This dream come true. Up next, I have this. Hey, isn't that Bootio cereal? Shh, it's overpriced Lucky Charms. It is actually an elite set of the New Day from WrestleMania 32, I believe it was. It looks like a Bootio's box. It shows you how to dance like Big E. It shows you the nutrition facts. And it shows you, of course, the top. It opens up like a box of cereal. Which I'm glad it's not, because this cereal sucks. We got the Undertaker. Rust in and his Ministry of Darkness gimmick from WrestleMania 15. Now, I always liked The Undertaker. I do have to say that this gimmick was kind of a turning point for him. He started going downhill a little bit. You had this in 99, and then 2000 to 2003 was the American Badass gimmick. Not a lot of people liked. I was kind of on the fence about it. This was from his Hell in a Cell match with the Big Boss Man, which not a lot of people really cared about because in all reality, they were two heels in a Hell in a Cell match. It's kind of weak, and then to top it all off, Undertaker hung him. Next up, I have the Gift, Jericho. This was Jericho when he first won the Undisputed title in the end of 2001. I always liked Chris Jericho. Unfortunately, I'd have to say that he never had a decent world title reign, but I do have to say that there's always some prestige in knowing that you were the first person ever to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in one night and become the first ever Undisputed Champion. My next to last figure is going to be another favorite of mine from one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time, Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 7. Now, everybody likes to say that Savage and Steamboat is the best WrestleMania match of all time, and that it was Savage's best match. But you know what? I like to be the one that says, why not Savage Warrior? When you look at the backstory and all the things that happened in the match and the aftermath, I do have to say there was a lot more riding on this than just a championship. Matter of fact, Warrior had that printed right on his bum. This is one of my favorite figures. It has Savage painted on one knee pad, Warrior painted on the other knee pad. I hope to get the Savage one someday. And now we are going to come to my absolute favorite Defining Moments character and the last figure on this list, the Nature Boy! Woo! Ric Flair in his WrestleMania 24 attire in his retirement match from 2008. Now, I have to be incredibly proud to say that I was at WrestleMania 24 and being able to see Undertaker face Edge, the triple threat with Triple H, John Cena, and Randy Orton, CM Punk win the Money in the Bank ladder match. This match had a very special place in my heart because I always grew up knowing Ric Flair, and seeing him and Shawn Michaels just go at it was a great way to cap off a career. And I do have to admit, I was a little teary-eyed when he lost, and then the next night on Raw when they did his little farewell tribute. So what did you guys think? Do you guys have any of the figures that I showed today? Do you guys want to show off some of your own? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Next time, I will be talking about my favorite 90s TV show of mine, a surprise a lot of us weren't supposed to be watching. I'm Lance Madewell, and I'll see you guys next time.